endurance training is to get a good amount of activity in where you're essentially using muscle, working your heart, and burning calories. Ultimately, if you're trying to lose weight, you have to burn calories that you take in. So if you're taking too many calories, not doing anything, you're going to accumulate them. If you're stressed out, even the smallest morsel, you'll accumulate in the wrong areas. So endurance training involves time. Sometimes you can compress that time, but you'll have to do more intensity, higher intensity, versus mild or moderate intensity. So we're going to do running or cardio, but I'm going to introduce you to intervals. Intervals will keep you on your toes, give you that high intensity burst, but your chances of fatigue and poor form are lower. You'll still have a little jog in between the interval. We're going to burst now. So it's essentially a fast sprint for a short amount of time. If you're on a track, you pick like 100 yards. If you have a neighborhood you're going through like now, you pick a point. It's called a fartlek. You go jog light, burst fast, jog light, burst fast. To be regimented, I'd pick a track, but it's hard to get on tracks nowadays because they're all locked in. You can do a 100-yard dash, jog the curve, 100-yard dash, jog the curve. In the neighborhood, just pick your point. If you're good at measuring, then you can measure out 50 yards, 40 yards. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the second tree on the left. And go. So between intervals, it's a nice easy jog. Again, you should always practice good form. I'm wearing my minimalist shoes, and the only reason I'd be careful with minimalist shoes is that if you're not used to running on your balls of your feet or your toes, you can have a lot of stress. There's no cushioning. Another option, if you want to just train with a 5K group, is to pick out your average workout routine. There's a lot of them online to get you set for a marathon, 5K, or a walk to run program. So I would just say when you're in a group, you got to be careful that the morale of the group doesn't force you into bad form. Sometimes that serotonin is good, but if you're doing a lot of activity just from adrenaline, you'll not hear pain, and that'll get you into an injury. So another reason for a coach. Good. An option if you want to continue with running during inclement weather like Chicago's winter is to get a treadmill. I bought this at Play It Again Sports for $150, I think. It was used, but it was worth it because sometimes when I'm not hiking in the winter, I'll take my walking or running downstairs. The only caveat is, as much as possible, try to have cushioned shoes and also try to stay away from the incline. I know a lot of people will try to get the last sprint at the end of their interval on the treadmill with more resistance. I think that increasing the incline increases your chances for injury to the patella. I'll put a link to knee pain. So I would keep it flat. If you want more endurance, or you want more calorie burn, just go at a higher speed for a short amount of time. Remember, with a higher speed, you might have to open your gait up a little bit so you're not taking fast steps, and it's better for you. Just have to know when to stop and listen to your body as far as overuse or potential injury. The one caveat I say, if you're using the treadmill to begin an endurance program, is personally I think that it's great to have a treadmill as an accessory or a supplement, but not as a primary. Now, if you're a new mom and you have no choice, you have to watch your child in the corner or you can't get out, then that's fine. But I think that the human species is built to migrate with the harvest. There's always some irritation or antsiness when you're in one place for a prolonged amount of time. And if I'm in, I looked at the video as I was filming it to prep the spatiality here, and this is claustrophobic. I'm at a ceiling that's close to me and it's kind of dark down here, but it will tend to be a non-sustainable activity, especially if your brain says this is getting boring. So you can always change up and make it exciting with duration, speed, your distance, going for the 6-week summit, or joining a group online where you have to be accountable to either a coach or say a corporate challenge where you're supposed to turn in your log of mileage. But I would always use this again as a supplement. I always have to be careful with injuries. I've switched off of my minimalist shoes to my running shoes because it's hard to maintain sprinting stance where you're running on the balls of the feet on a treadmill, I think. And it's just safer with impact, heel pain, calf pain, to use proper running shoes. If you don't know, then get to one of the specialty running stores and get your gait looked at, or go to a physical therapist and they can make suggestions for you as far as proper shoe wear. Otherwise, putting the mileage in will help you with the endurance, increasing your caloric burn, obviously decreasing your caloric intake, always be important. Keeping clean and green will always help you get to that end point of where you have more capillary bed, more mitochondria, a little bit more lactic acid tolerance of the heart and your muscles, and that'll lead to good sleep, weight loss, and feeling young again.